Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the front and rear drilled and slotted 6-lug brake rotor pad, brake fluid, and cleaner kit fitting 2014 to 2018 Silverado and Sierra 1500s. Now, driving fast can be fun, but stopping fast is even more important for your safety. And if your Silverado or Sierra is in need of new brakes, why not upgrade? This is a full kit that comes with everything you need to refresh and improve your truck's braking prowess. It gives you more stopping power and peace of mind for a really great price. I say this a lot, but brakes are one of the places on a vehicle where I believe it's worth spending the extra time and money to get the really good stuff. Whether you're hauling a lot, towing, commuting, or just driving around with your family, it's important that your truck is able to stop quickly and safely. Now, this kit has a handful of components that make sure that's exactly what you get. First, you have a set of drilled and slotted rotors. Now, as opposed to the solid rotors your truck got from the factory, these are going to perform much better. The slots help dissipate heat and debris like water from the faces of the rotors for enhanced stopping power, and the holes that are drilled in the faces of the rotor also give that heat another way to escape right through the central vanes. Now, heat is really the enemy of brakes, and being able to get that heat off the faces of the rotors and away from the pads means that you'll get more initial bite and greater stopping power overall. Those drilled holes again in the rotor faces accomplish a similar task by venting that heat out through the central vanes, again keeping it away from the faces of the rotors and pads. Now, the pads in this kit are premium ceramic units as well, meaning that they will pair nicely with the rotors to provide you smooth, consistent stopping power without the dust and noise that you can often experience from metallic or even semi-metallic pads. Now, this kit also comes with new hardware included, but it also comes with brake cleaner to get your new stuff and your calipers all clean and ready to rock. And if you've ever done a brake job before, you've probably had the same experience I have, where you start doing it, realize you need brake clean, and then realize that the can of it that you had in the garage is empty. So it's handy that this one comes with it, save you a trip to the auto parts store. Plus, you also get new synthetic brake fluid. This is again synthetic DOT3 brake fluid, so it's rated up to 450 degrees. So even if your brakes do get really hot, the fluid is going to be able to help keep up and help slow you down safely. And if you've ever boiled brake fluid before, you know how terrifying of an experience that can be. And when doing a brake job, the fluid is often something that people overlook. So it's great to see this included here, meaning that you have everything you need to get things slowed down properly. The rotors are made from cast iron, sort of the industry standard, but these also feature a zinc dichromate coating to protect them against rust and corrosion. So they're gonna look good and stop well for a long time to come. Like we discussed earlier, the pads, both front and rear, are a ceramic compound, which provides a great balance between stopping power and longevity. Plus, we can't forget that uprated DOT3 fluid here as well. So this is really a solid kit for even a daily driven truck. Pricing comes in at about $450 for the kit, which, considering everything you get here and the upgraded stopping power it's going to provide, yeah, I'd say this one is well worth the cost. Now, of course, you could spend more, you could do a big brake kit, but if you're shopping for a daily driven truck that just occasionally sees some more intense usage, then this is going to fit the bill nicely and will again give you everything you need to get the job done short of the tools. Speaking of which, installation for this kit is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the whole thing should take you around 3 hours to complete. Now, swapping pads and rotors is pretty straightforward on these trucks, and if you've ever done it before on pretty much any kind of vehicle, it's not something that's too overly difficult. Definitely something you can accomplish at home, in the driveway, or garage. But it is worth noting that replacing your brake fluid means that you're going to have to bleed your brakes. So if you do replace the fluid in the system, that's going to take some additional time, and you're going to need either a brake bleeder tool or a second set of hands to help you get that done. However, this is all designed to fit on your truck without any modifications, so rest assured that it's all going to go together properly and you'll be able to get that truck stopped down nicely. With that though, let's head out to the shop and we'll walk you through the whole process.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 19, 18, 13, and T30 socket, a caliper hanging tool, an adjustable wrench, a front and rear caliper tool, the supplied brake fluid and brake clean, and a lift and floor jack. All right, today we're gonna be installing some brakes on our Silverado, so let's get started. So our first step is to get our caliper off. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 13mm socket and an adjustable wrench and take our 2 bolts out of our caliper. All right, so we're gonna use our adjustable wrench on the inside here to hold that. And take our ratchet and take our bolt off. Do the same thing on the bottom. Take our bolts out. We can just rock the caliper off. We can just let that rest up on our leaf spring here. Next, we're gonna get our caliper bracket off. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 18mm socket and take our bolt up top and down low off. And break both of them loose first, and then we can remove. Slide our bracket off. While we have our bracket out, we can just slide our pads off. Make it a little stuck. Just give it a little tap so it comes out. Then we can set this aside. Now we can pull our rotor off. Now if the rotor is stuck, you can take the caliper bolts that you took off and they will thread into the 2 spots on the rotor here and here. Just grab your ratchet and tighten them down and it'll push the rotor off. Ours is loose, so we can just wiggle it off and set it aside. First thing we need to do in the front is get our caliper off. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 19mm socket and take our 2 caliper bolts out, one at the top, one at the bottom. Once they are out, we can remove our caliper. We're gonna grab our caliper hanging tool and just hang it up off to the side. We can also remove our pads while we're here. Just pull them out of the bracket. Make sure to note that the inside pad does have that taller part around the curve, so that you know when you go and put the new ones on, that the taller one will be in the inside. Now we can get our caliper bracket off. So we have 2 18mm bolts here and here. Break these loose. Then we can put this off to the side. Now we're gonna get our rotor off, so we just need our ratchet and T30 socket. We're gonna take our screw out here. Then we can just take our rotor off. Now we're gonna get our new rotors on. You just wanna make sure that you have the right rotor. You can just double check by checking the part number. It will end in an R or an L. So this one has the L on it, so it's the left-hand side. Now we're gonna get some of our supply brake clean and clean off the surface of our rotor of any oil or debris that might be on there. Grab a rag and wipe it off. Do the same thing on the back side. We can put our rotor on our truck now. Make sure you line up the set screw hole and reinstall our screw. Grab your ratchet and T30 socket and tighten that down. Now we got our caliper bracket. We're just gonna replace our clips. So we're gonna take that old one off. If you want, use a little bit of brake cleaner rag to clean it off. And then install your new clips. Just push down into place. Same thing for the other side. And we can install the bracket onto the truck. Now we're getting our bracket into place and reinstall our 2 bolts. Grab our ratchet and 18mm socket and tighten them down. While we're here, we can also install our pads. So we're gonna open up our supplied grease. We're gonna start with our outside pad. So put a little bit of grease on where they're gonna ride on our clips. And slide that over. Same thing for the inside pad. Just remember that the inside pad is wider. Now we have our caliper resting up top. We're going to grab our front caliper tool and compress our pistons. Once they're compressed all the way, we can reinstall our caliper. And then reinstall our two 19mm bolts. Grab our ratchet, 19mm socket, and tighten them down. Now we're going to get our new rotor and clean it up. First thing we want to do is just double check the part number, make sure it ends in an L, so it is the left-hand side. Then we're going to grab our brake clean and clean off our surfaces. Same thing on the back side, and even clean up in the drum. Now we can put our rotor on our truck. Next, we're going to get our bracket ready. So we're going to pull our old clips off, clean them up a little bit, and then push our new clips on. Same thing on the other side. Now we're going to get our rear caliper and our rear caliper tool and compress our piston. Once that's compressed all the way, we can install our bracket and our pads. Next, we can install our bracket on. We're going to line that up and install our two 18mm bolts on the back. Grab our ratchet and 18mm socket and tighten them down. While we're here, we're going to grab our new pads and put them on. So we're going to grab our supplied brake grease and put that on where it's going to go on our clips. Now you do want to pay attention to the pads because you will see the four studs in the middle. This pad does go on the outside because otherwise it will damage the piston. Put that one into place and do our inside one. And put your caliper over your new pads. Grab your two bolts and thread them in. Grab your ratchet, 13mm socket, and adjustable wrench and tighten them down. Once you have the driver's side all done, you go ahead and repeat those same steps for the passenger side. Once you have all of your new brakes installed, what you're gonna do is pump up the pedal to build up pressure, and then you're gonna check your brake fluid reservoir. They do supply you with a little bit of brake fluid, so if you need to, you can top it off.
That's gonna wrap it up here for our review and install of the front and rear drilled and slotted 6-lug brake rotor, pad, brake fluid, and cleaner kit fitting 2014 to 2018 Silverado and Sierra 1500s. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things Silverado and Sierra, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.